So there's three ways we can do this. First of all, the grid editor. And in here, we have a list of stations, elevations, elevational changes, even the vertical curves, exactly the same as what we did with the grading string. But we can go in and we can start to edit the values within the form. So for example, where we've got a station 650, a vertical curve of 75, let's make that 100 and press enter. We will now have that PVI vertical curve length changed to 100. We're not going to focus on the tools within the grid editor, but it is there to supplement the design. So we can choose to edit with both of these tools, or one or the other. It's entirely up to you. So let's just close down the grid editor. So that's one way we can manage the IPs. The second is if we have no command running or active down the bottom of the VGE screen, we can simply left click close to a PVI that we wish to edit. So I'm going to left click close to the one that we placed around 1000, and as soon as we do that, we'll be provided with a contextual ribbon. So in here we can change the values that we set up originally, stations, the elevations, the vertical curve lengths. We've also got some extra tools here. So if I wanted to change the elevation of that particular PVI by an incremental amount, and we're going to put this value at around 1 to represent 1 foot. What I'm going to do is then use the up and down arrow buttons next to the level cell to move that IP up and down in increments of a foot. So you can very quickly get your IP up and down to a position where you maybe need it to make some adjustments. We also have the option, and you may now have a different elevation. So what I'm going to get you to do is to type in 138 to make sure you're at the same elevation. When you do type a value in here, you will need to go and click on the apply button. So if you do type in 138, click on apply, and that PVI will be adjusted on screen. There's a button which is found on this particular ribbon which will move a PVI onto your reference surface. So in this case, if we wanted the PVI to be located on top of our sampled surface, let's strike that button, and you can see there that the intersection point of those two tangents is now moved and the vertical curve has been repositioned. If we want to remove the PVI from the design entirely, we can do that. We're not going to delete this one, we're going to leave it where it is. Click on Close on the ribbon. There is one final way that we can edit an IP, and that's simply to use the Edit IP button. So we're going to left click on that, left click on the first vertical curve that we created, and the form that we use to create the PVI is the same form we can use to edit it. So if we want to make adjustments, maybe we want to make that vertical curve twice the length, we'll type in 200, we can do so, and then click on OK. And you can see there how that curve has been added in. We are still running the Edit IP tool, so I'm just going to press Escape. If we wanted to delete any of the PVIs from the profile, we can do so using the Delete IP button. Now this command will continue running until we press Escape, so it's important that we look at the command line down the bottom of the VGE screen to see currently if it's running or not. We're going to press Escape. If we wanted to manually adjust some of the PVIs on the profile, we can do that using some of the buttons which are found up on the ribbon. We're going to click on the first button here and left click close to the first PVI that we've created. Just left click somewhere in the VGE. What we're allowed to do is move our mouse into a position of our choosing to relocate that particular PVI. So I'm just going to adjust this so that our incoming tangent and our outgoing tangent are very close to the reference surface in the background. Then I'm going to left click to confirm the position. That command finishes, so we don't have to press Escape to undertake another command. In addition to these freehand moving tools, we've got the option to be able to move the entire profile up and down of an increment of our choosing. So if we wanted to add, say, 1 foot or 2 foot, or take off a couple of feet from the design, we could type in minus to remove a value and positive to add to all of the PVIs on the design. To refine that tool a little bit, we have got a tool called Edit IPs or PVIs over a chainage or station range. So we're going to click on that button. This will again produce a contextual ribbon. what we can do here is adjust PVIs within a station range of our choosing. So what we're going to do here is type in a start station of 500, type in an end station of 1700, and then what we're going to do is override the vertical curve lengths and check the box and then type in a value to the right hand side. So we're going to type in 125 and click on apply. The 3 vertical curves that were within that station range have now been adjusted. You can use all of the check boxes which are within this form, or you can use, as we've done, just one at a time. You've got the option to match all of the PVIs within that station range to the reference surface, or delete them. Very good way of being able to manage PVIs within a certain station range. Click on apply and then close.